Every setback you face, it is not the end of your story. It is the perfect, crucial setup for the comeback you didn't even know you desperately needed. I want you to remember that truth right now because challenges don't show up in your life to just break you into pieces. They show up to truly shape you, but only if you are willing to slow down long enough to see the hidden lesson buried deep inside that struggle. And trust me, I didn't always understand that. There was a time when I was absolutely breaking down, thinking I'd never find a stable place to live. I wasn't dreaming huge or chasing some luxury fantasy. I just needed a simple, safe home for me and my son. That was it. Days kept passing. Nothing was working out. Every call led to a dead end. Every application was denied. I remember sitting there exhausted, thinking, why does life keep doing this to me? I felt completely stuck, lost, hopeless. It felt like every single door I knocked on stayed aggressively locked. If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach, that feeling of being totally exposed and unsure of the future, you know exactly what I mean. I was focused only on the lack. I was focused only on the problem. I was living in a constant state of scarcity, and that scarcity was literally poisoning my perspective. It was blocking any potential solutions from even entering my mind. Then, one night, scrolling through my phone, exhausted but unable to sleep, I saw a short video. It wasn't some magic fix. It was just someone talking about the difference between a victim mindset and a victim mindset. That simple idea that the perspective you choose actually creates your reality, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I realized that my circumstances were difficult, yes, but my attitude toward those circumstances was making them impossible. I had to shift. I had to stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking the much harder, more powerful question, what is this situation demanding of me? What skills do I need to learn? What connections do I need to make? What part of my own approach needs to fundamentally change? It wasn't instant, but that simple shift in perspective was the start of the climb. I stopped wallowing in the feeling of being homeless and started aggressively seeking resources. I stopped seeing the rejection emails as proof of my failure and started seeing them as information, proof that I needed to tweak my strategy and try a different angle. I began to treat this enormous, terrifying problem like an intellectual challenge, like a puzzle I was determined to solve. Within 3 weeks of changing that mindset, I found a place, not because the circumstances magically changed, but because I had changed how I was showing up to them. I realized the secret wasn't about avoiding setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable. The secret is training yourself to look at the setback, extract the lesson, and use that lesson to fuel the very next step. That is how you turn struggle into fuel. That is how you engineer your comeback. So if you are feeling broken or lost right now, I want you to stop and ask yourself that question. What is this moment demanding of you? Don't let your struggle define you. Let it refine you. You have the power to pivot right now. If you needed to hear this today, hit that like button and subscribe for more conversations about building a comeback mindset. Thanks for watching.